Hi everyone. Today I'm again answering the question, what's that song? And this time I'm looking at the 1993 Mel Brooks comedy Robin Hood Men in Tights. This movie, starring Cary Elwes of The Princess Bride fame and Dave Chappelle in his very first film role, was a parody of the Robin Hood story and films, particularly 1991's Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. And while Men in Tights wasn't terribly well received by critics who compared it unfavorably with some of Brooks's earlier films, it was fairly popular with audiences. It was a box office success when it was released and has since developed a bit of a cult following and is one of Brooks's highest-selling films on DVD and video. And while this film is not technically a musical, there are several songs featured in this film, the most well-remembered of which is perhaps the title song.
We're men in tights. We roam around the forest looking for fights. We're men in tights. We run from the rich and give to the poor, that's right. We may look like sissies, but watch what you say or else we'll put out your lights.
That song, as well as most of the others, was actually written by Mel Brooks for the film. But there is another song, heard about 2/3 of the way through the film, that is actually a 1936 Origipop song titled "The Night is Young and You're So Beautiful." This song is heard at about the 70-minute mark when Robin Hood and Marian are at his camp in the forest. They are walking and talking in the moonlight when he turns to her and says, "The night is young and you're so beautiful," and then follows that up with B flat, because of course that is the name of a song. And then he starts singing. Here's part of the scene.
The night is young and you're so beautiful, here among the shadows, beautiful lady, open your heart.
So, what's that song? The Night is Young and You're So Beautiful was written in 1936 by Dana Seuss, Billy Rose, and Irving Kahal. Dana Seuss, who wrote the music, was a famous pianist and composer from the 1930s onward. She was quite talented and was even referred to by the press in the 30s as the Girl Gershwin. She often wrote songs with Billy Rose, a theater impresario and lyricist. He is known for producing several shows, such as the Rodgers and Hart 1935 musical Jumbo, and Carmen Jones, the 1943 updated version of Georges Bizet's opera Carmen, starring an all-black cast. He was also a lyricist who wrote the words to such popular songs as "Tonight You Belong to Me" and "It's Only a Paper Moon." For this song, these two were joined by Irving Kahal, another popular lyricist of the time who, though he died at the age of 38, made his mark with lyrics to songs such as "I'll Be Seeing You." The Night is Young and You're So Beautiful was actually originally written not for a film or Broadway show, but instead for a centennial celebration in Texas. See, Texas in the early 19th century had been owned by Mexico, until it won its independence and became the Republic of Texas in 1836. So, in 1936, Texas wanted to hold a big celebration to, celebrate. Dallas was selected to be the site of the official Texas Centennial Celebration. But this angered Amon G. Carter, famous resident newspaper owner and well-known civic booster of neighboring Fort Worth, who was well known for his disdain of Dallas and who had been lobbying to have the event held in Fort Worth. As a result, Carter decided to turn several acres of farmland in Fort Worth into a huge complex that would showcase exhibits, a Wild West show, and a musical circus, and hold his own centennial event. At the center of the complex was a large outdoor amphitheater and restaurant called Casa Mañana, Spanish for the House of Tomorrow. This theater featured the world's largest revolving stage at the time and was surrounded by a moat which had fountains that projected a wall of water that doubled as the stage curtain. Then Carter hired Billy Rose to put on a show which would match the venue's grandeur. And he did. The Casa Mañana Show of Shows for the Fort Worth Frontier Centennial featured Broadway dancers and showgirls starring in elaborately staged production sequences such had never before been seen in Fort Worth. And the most successful feature of the entire event, maintaining its popularity for decades after, was the original song written for the show, "The Night is Young and You're So Beautiful." This song reached the 5th spot on the hit parade in February of 1937, was recorded by several different bands and singers over the next several years, and can be heard in a short film based on the centennial event titled Billy Rose's Casa Mañana Review, released in 1938.
The night is young and you're so beautiful, here among the shadows, beautiful lady, open your heart.
Anyways, That's the song. Despite the song's original intended sentimentality, it's used in Robin Hood Men in Tights purely for comedic purposes. It is sung in a totally over-the-top way and has accompanying gags which add to the humor, such as the shadow gag, the pulled groin on the high note, and this powerful voice thing. It should also be mentioned here that this is not actually Cary Elwes singing. He is dubbed by Arthur Rubin, a singer of some moderate stage fame. Also, while Elwes says
B-flat,
he's not actually singing in the key of B-flat, and he doesn't start on the note B-flat either. He starts by singing in the key of E, and his first note is the dominant of that key, which is the B natural. Then at the end of the song, after the bridge and before the last A section, he changes key by moving up 1/2 step from the F sharp to the G natural. And then he's in the key of F, and that's how he ends the song. The use of this song here and in this way fits very well into the overall style of Mel Brooks. While he was not overly associated with musicals throughout his career, he was very familiar with this style of music, growing up with all of these Origipop songs and seeing musicals on Broadway. In fact, he decided he wanted to pursue a career in show business after seeing Cole Porter's Broadway hit, Anything Goes. He also wrote several songs, including the lyrics to all the other songs from this movie, and subsequently turned his 1967 movie, The Producers, into a real Broadway musical, for which he wrote all the music. In the audio commentary for this film, he states that he feels that a movie is not a movie without songs. Songs blow the dust off your soul. Every movie needs a song. And the use of an Origipop song here in Robin Hood follows the example of his use of Puttin' on the Ritz, another piece of original popular music used to great effect in his 1974 hit, Young Frankenstein. As for why Mel Brooks picked this song specifically, according to the audio commentary, he said that he was aware of this song being a big hit in the 30s and 40s, and that it just happened to be the most appropriate song for this. Anyways, that's about it. Whether or not you ever wondered about this song, or remember this part, or even this movie at all, now you know what's that song. Thanks for watching.